Good morning, Willie Briscoe, Hope Leadership Academy, and partner with North Coast Calvary Chapel, serving fatherless youth here in San Diego, all throughout the county. Thank you for your support. Want to share with you a couple of verses today on our Great Verses series devotional, and it's John 5:25-26. Let me just read it real quick and then maybe just share a few thoughts about it. Very truly I tell you, a time is coming and has now come when the dead will hear the voice of the Son of God, and those who hear will live. For as the Father has life in himself, so he has granted the Son also to have life in himself. A couple of really major emphasis on these two verses. One, the overarching idea is that is Jesus' authority. But he's also speaking to the present resurrection. Jesus says, I am the resurrection. And then he's talking about the future resurrection in verse 25 when he says, very truly I tell you, a time is coming and now has come when the dead will hear the voice of the Son of God, and those who hear will live. Jesus said multiple times throughout the New Testament, my sheep know my voice, and they hear my voice and they follow my voice. And in Jesus' economy, the people that can hear him, they will never die. The people that are connected to Jesus, the people that are following him, they will never die. Those that once were dead and were able to hear his voice became alive. And so he's speaking to that kind of resurrection, that kind of coming to life. But then he's speaking to a future resurrection that the Bible talks about. Some will rise to condemnation and some to glory. And he's speaking to that too. And Jesus was always covering a lot of topics with the words he was sharing. And that's pretty important because once again, that speaks to Jesus's authority. The second verse, verse 26, for as the Father has given life in himself, so he has granted the Son also to have life in himself. And once again, that's that authority over life and death. That's the authority over resurrection. We know when he raised Lazarus from the dead that he showed that he is the power. He has the power of resurrection, and no other time more powerful than when he raised himself, when God the Father, and he raised himself from the dead, and he said, I lay down my life and I pick it back up again. Why is this important? We want to be people that know his voice. We want to be people that follow his voice. We want to be people that give him authority over our life. I'm finding that in areas that I'm trying to give authority to God in my life, that it is far more important for me to listen to God, to listen to his voice in my quiet time, in my prayer time, in my reading, than it is for me to be talking at God. Most of my prayer life in the past has been me talking at God as opposed to me listening to his voice, that small, still voice. And that allows me to give him more authority in my life. So if you're struggling in areas of hearing God's voice, I would encourage you to get into the Word, get into the quiet time. I think it's God's desire, it's Jesus' desire for you to hear his voice. So ask to hear from him. Ask to see him. And then the challenges for us as believers is to give the authority of Jesus into our life. And I think that opens up the door for him to communicate more freely to us. So as you enter into this amazing week, as you come up on challenges at work, at school, at home, before you respond, seek the voice of God in your life and that authority, and help him to help you respond and to walking in the Spirit, walk in a way that lets the world know that he has authority in your life. That's the challenge that I give you as I'm giving myself today as well. God bless you and have a great week. Bye-bye.